right, now let's talk about a few required assignments that you'll have to do for this course. Let's talk about notes and chapter tests. For the notes, you are required to print or download the blank chapter note packets that I've provided in Canvas. You cannot take the notes on a separate sheet of paper. You must use the packet that I've provided for you. It's much easier that way so that everybody's looks consistent. I can tell that you've done all the problems, I can tell that you've shown all your work, and I can tell that you have all the pages that are required. You're required to take thorough and complete notes for each section as you're watching the video lessons. You need to make sure that you show all the work that I show in the video, working out every problem, doing all the try-its, and making sure that all of the pages are there. Once you finish with the chapter and all of the chapter notes, you must submit a copy of your completed notes to Canvas. Please make sure that you follow all of the requirements in Canvas for completing and submitting the document, or you'll receive no credit for your chapter notes for that chapter. Make sure that they're complete, thorough, and that you followed all the directions. A second required thing for this class are all of the different chapter tests that we will take. You must complete all of the chapter tests in the course in order to be eligible for a passing grade. Remember, you have your chapter pretest that's due by Monday at midnight each week, or you'll receive a 0 for that pretest score. Remember, there are no extensions or late submissions allowed on the pretest, so make sure you do work ahead of time and get that pretest in by Monday. And remember, the better you do on your pretest, the less homework you'll have to do for that section or for that chapter. If you score below an 80% on your pretest, you must complete the homework for each section in that chapter with at least an 80% accuracy. Once you've hit that threshold for each of those homework assignments, 2 more chapter attempts will be given to you for your chapter test retakes. Once you have mastered the chapter content by completing that homework, remember those 2 attempts will be given to you to improve your score. Remember, the best score out of the 3, your pretest and the 2 retakes, will be the one that's recorded in your grade book. Remember, your chapter test retakes are due by midnight on Sunday. So again, Monday night by midnight is your pretest. You'll work on your homework throughout the week and earn at least that 80%. Once you hit that threshold for all the sections of homework, you'll be able to retake twice. Make sure you do that by Sunday night at midnight. There is a time limit set for each chapter test, and it will display as you're working. That's just a way to keep you kind of focused on what you're doing. You should be doing these legitimately without any notes or help from outside resources. So there is a time limit for each of the chapter tests, so make sure you're aware of that as you're working. There is a late penalty on chapter retakes only. So remember, there are no extensions or late submissions on the chapter pretest or the midterm and final exam. Those due dates are set and will not change, so please make sure that you abide by those due dates for your pretest, the midterm, and the final exam. However, if for some reason you do not get to take your chapter retakes, I will allow you 1 week late with a 10% deduction on your final score for any of the chapter retakes. So for example, Monday by midnight, your pretest is due. If you don't do it, you get a 0 automatically for your pretest score. You do your homework throughout the week with at least that 80%. Hopefully, you'll take your retakes by Sunday at midnight to get the best score possible. If for some reason you do not get a chance to retake by Sunday, you'll have another week to retake, but there will be a 10% deduction on your final score. So let's say you scored an 85% on your retake, but it was late, you really would only get a 75% in the grade book. Now, sometimes that's better than nothing, but do try to get it done on time so you can get the best score and earn all the points you've earned, okay? Again, internet outage and computer issues do not constitute a valid excuse for any late assignments, quizzes, or tests, so please make sure that you work ahead in case you run into any issues.